Welcome to this presentation on topic exploration. The learning objectives for this video and for your upcoming library instruction session are to explore a range of potential topics of interest, evaluate how successfully you can develop your original research question, and recognize how preliminary research can shape the direction your claim or counterclaim may take. Your assignment calls for you to explore an injustice, grievance, or an ethical dilemma that has impact beyond your own life. This might be an issue that gets you really wound up, or it may be something that has impacted you personally. Think of conversations you've had with friends or family where you simply didn't agree with their point of view. Could one of these topics be worth considering? When identifying a topic, it's important to find that delicate balance between broad and narrow. If you pick too broad a topic, you will lose clarity and focus. Too narrow, and it may be difficult to explore your claim with scholarly materials. A topic for research usually starts with curiosity. Suppose I'm curious about dogs. One critical question will arise. What about dogs? Perhaps I'm interested in the history of dog ownership or dogs in the ancient world. Maybe I'm curious about service dogs and the use of dogs in the armed services or the police. Perhaps I'm curious about the health benefits of dog ownership, specifically the benefits to older adults or those with health concerns. Or perhaps I'm curious about sled dogs and how they can be used for travel between rural communities, or maybe I'm curious about sled dogs in relation to mushing as a sport. Even this more specific focus is not the same as a research question, but it will get you closer. You've heard of the thesis statement or research question. These are often analytical, explanatory, or argumentative. An analytical thesis statement seeks to analyze or evaluate an issue and break it down into parts, then explaining these parts to the reader. Explanatory statements seek to explain a phenomenon, whereas an argumentative statement makes claims and supports those claims with evidence in the forms of facts and research. You may incorporate some elements of all three approaches in your final research assignment. Before you come up with a thesis statement, though, you probably need to ask some leading questions based on the preliminary exploration and research you conduct. For example, what is an area of concern about the topic I'm interested in? Are there conditions that can be improved, difficulties that can be eliminated, or barriers that need removing with regards to this topic? What about the human element? Who are the human beings most impacted and concerned with this topic? What was the impact of X on their topic? What was the impact of my topic on Y? Understanding the answers to these leading questions will help you conduct better research. The best way to start the topic exploration and research process is to brainstorm. Use Google or Wikipedia or even the MSU Library Cat Search tool. The sources you find through this type of searching will help you brainstorm. What information is available on the topics you're interested in? Are there some words I hadn't thought to use or some phrases that I didn't think of? You can also conduct some strategic browsing in reference databases. These databases often provide a great first look at a topic, and they can lead you in the direction you may ultimately wish to take for your research project. CQ Researcher is one good starting point, but keep in mind that the content is limited in scope. Don't expect an exhaustive overview of every possible topic in the world. You can search using keywords or browse the topics available. The material in CQ Researcher consists primarily of reports, not academic or scholarly articles. These reports are fairly comprehensive and frequently provide an overview, a pro-con section, a chronology or timeline of the issue, as well as many additional resources such as organizations, books, and articles to consider. Credo reference can also be a good starting point. The types of material you find here will typically be encyclopedic, meaning this is fairly broad information, not very specific, and it's pretty brief. Again, you may use the search bar or explore topic pages by browsing. Britannica operates similarly to Credo. Again, these sources are meant to inspire and provide context. They aren't meant to be exhaustive or conclusive. Entries here will also be fairly encyclopedic and brief. Opposing Viewpoints is another database that has a Browse Issues page that can be immensely helpful if you hadn't had a chance to identify a solid topic and want to get some ideas. Many of the issues found here are potentially ethical grievances and dilemmas or social justice issues. On each topic landing page, you will find viewpoint essays, media, journal articles, newspaper articles, and more. You can also use the search function to find specific topics. But for this assignment, the Browse Issues area will probably be your best bet. Note, much of the content here is persuasive in nature and meant to stimulate your thinking. These viewpoint essays should not be used as sources for your assignment. Now, let's move into an activity. Navigate to the US 101 guide at guides.lib.montana.edu/US101. From there, complete part 1 of the worksheet. You will brainstorm 3 potential topics and explain why they are of interest to you. After that, take a look at some of the resources mentioned in this presentation. Play around in these databases to get more familiar with them and how they work. Maybe find a few preliminary resources that shed light on your topic of interest. Also, take a look at some of the other databases and research skills presented on the US 101 guide. Your professor will also be available to help you with this. We look forward to seeing you at your library instruction session, and as always, you can contact us if you have any questions.